In New York City, policing of communities of color and surveillance of communities of color goes back before this country was even founded. And, police here in New York have always relied on the technology they have available to track communities of color. Back in the colonial era, we had lantern laws that required Black New Yorkers and indigenous communities to carry lanterns whenever they were outside their homes after dark, to use that light as a way to track them, to make sure that they weren't congregating, as a way to suppress dissent. And as the decades have gone on, we've seen the technologies changing, but the philosophy of policing has remained all too similar. In the 20th century, we saw the emergence of wiretaps and analog technologies tracking New Yorkers of color, infiltrating civil rights movements, trying to push back against anti-war movements, looking at basic political engagement and the exercise of First Amendment rights as a threat to the city, as treating it like a crime. In more recent years, we've seen a mix of high-tech solutions, but also very brutal analog abuses, such as stop and frisk, the program of systematically stopping, patting down, harassing, abusing New Yorkers of color for simply walking in their communities, trying to go about their lives. And as we saw the stop and frisk program phased out as a result of a court settlement, the NYPD simply doubled down on the same broken logic, transitioning to digital tracking tools like the gang database, which swelled to include more than 42,000 New Yorkers, 99% of whom were Black or Latinx.